Jaume Young won the mixed U.S. Open of tennis this past year. Also playing really nice guy. Family comes from tennis, just a great attitude on the court. So I think he's been a great addition to our sport.
What's interesting to watch him, Sarah, I saw his early round of 32 matches. In contrast, both came over with Jack Sock about the same time for tennis. We saw how Jack Sock runs around, but everything is back.
Look at that court coverage, fantastic. And the body language. This is kind of what I look at the most. It's calm, cool, and collected. That shows years of experience in court competing, even though they're newer to the pickleball court. And that's hard stuff to teach, that mental side.
Pack all the things. Fly on your schedule.
Again, just
reward yourself and girls whenever.
Really efficient footwork from baseline to the net.
Stay or go when you wanna.
That was a great point, though, by both players.
And more is on the way. So when you're ready to go, go with heart. Go with
Southwest. Just went a little bit more on that. Again, just smooth, kind of looking effortless. Again, we're in this beautiful setting, Tucson, Arizona. Just talking to the director of pickleball here, actually, between us was a little bit delayed, and the courts on the other side, they just expanded into more pickleball courts behind us a little bit. So they are really investing in that side. They just put in those paddle courts. She said they're brand new. So I actually told her I'd take her out later, and because she has not played yet. So she's like, yeah, I think I need to start playing this sport. And
I think that's something we'll see, though, more, Sarah. I know another facility being proposed in Phoenix is going to have paddle courts along with pickleball. It's
growing immensely. They're difficult courts to build, expensive courts to build, and so, but it is really. Oh, so what they're doing is they're asking about his watch, and that is a rule with smartwatches now. It is, so he said it's an analog, it's not a smartwatch. So that is a rule they put in not too long ago. Like I have a smartwatch, and so you just can't wear it on the court anymore. What the coaching essentially is, you're able to look at your watch and see those messages. So that is the decision that was made from. I think it's a good rule change because it was kind of a common thing. Gosh, so you'd feel the wind swirling.
It's interesting rules on coaching, Sarah, both in tennis and pickleball. I have to say I'm kind of a radical the other way. I really wouldn't care if there's coaching going on. I mean, there's coaching going on constantly in baseball, football, basketball.
I agree. Yeah.
The coach can just yell at the players all the time if they want. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I know that's actually how World Team Tennis was formed, by the way. Billie Jean King believed that coaching should be like other sports. And that's where that became formed, the kind of original team tennis event that adjusted that. And it's been off of Hewitt, so he is the 14 seed, 11-4, 11-5. And Jaume Martinez Vic beat Ivan Yaklovic, number 28 seed, 11-6, 11-2. And just, smart, controlled play. It's so easy to panic in those situations, overhit the ball, try to do too much. Really just a phenomenal display.
Not easy to drop shot Martinez Vic.
No. We were talking about this, someone who was more of a single specialist, and building that game in the double side. He's come a very long way in the last year. Again, MLP really did help that, forcing to play that, learn a lot of doubles very quickly. Really good shot on it from both of them. Again, smart. We're seeing that cat and mouse game that we're talking about. A little more, again, change of paces. Very different than what we just saw in our previous women's match.
Boy, some really nice shots from Donald Young, and everything keeps coming back and coming back, you know, with a quality shot. That was just barely out by Martinez Vic.
I really do love his demeanor, and you can see there's a lot on that serve, but I love how effortless it looks.
Oh, there you go.
Even right there. So it's, you know, again, it's one of the things that players struggle with coming in is that tendency to, from singles, again, recover back to the middle so quickly. And you see Jaume Martinez Vic kept trying to hit behind Donald Young, but he just was not giving up his position, which was really smart.
It looks like Martinez Vic is pretty constantly hitting his returns to Donald Young's backhand. Young has had trouble converting going cross court. He got a winner off the down the line here a minute ago. We'll see if he changes. But he's been hitting his cross court backhand passing shots into the net.
I just think that's, again, a timing situation. We saw Martinez Vic miss a volley like that. It's that ball that you get like right when you're getting to that non-volley line, and it's very, very easy to mistime that. And I think what I love is how smooth Donald Young is finishing his shots before he's moving to the next, which is super important to just quality.
Donald Young's got a big serve here today.
It's, you know, I'm noticing it's bigger than I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And
let out quite a groan when he heard the call.
There it is. And you could hear he said it to him on the sidelines. He thought that ball was in. But that one was. It's a. And again, the question always becomes, as the player out there, how do you respond to the call after a challenge? If you win or lost a challenge, it can be deflating for a few points. That next point after a challenge is very important to that mental side. And that's trying to throw in a little bit too much of a slice volley, which can get him in trouble. And Martinez Vic really dealing well with losing that challenge, except for that.
Commentator curse
I was
there.
just gonna say.
looks like Martinez Vic is really focusing on Donald Young's backhand, though. Yeah, Martinez Vic kind of hitting that loopy sort of shoulder push forehand. Not real hard, but he's looping it deep to the backhand right there.
And I think that's an important thing. It's not all about overpowering somebody. The change of contact points, the adjustment of speed and spins, those are all challenges to overcome on the court. I mean, again, it's just super smart ball. What I love, again, from Donald Young is he hits that down the line backhand from the right side of the court, and he stayed there to cover the ball behind him and kind of left that court open. He knows he can go and cover that, whereas if he would have maybe left that space to go cover, it could have opened Jaume Vic to hit it behind him.
He's getting a little laugh there. He really changed his serve and hit a simple soft one. Missed it. Now, Martinez Vic was giving him a good laugh, a little ribbing back about the soft serve, and he missed it. And then Donald Young responds by missing a serve. Players having some fun out there.
Again, that's just, I think he just does such a good job. He's not had one ball that we've seen where he's popped up. He's lost his balance. He's stayed down and gotten his feet under every single shot, which really clean footwork. Again, red idea is a little bit long, and we're 3 matches in. So even though we only started our commentary at 11 a.m., these guys have actually been out here playing a couple rounds. So it's the long game is how Donald Young said it. That's a smart thing to do. You've got to be able to sustain to get through it. Really overcook that one.
Wow. Martinez Vic puts a lot of pressure on him because he can cover the court so well. Puts a lot of pressure on his opponent to really convert that shot. It's a pretty easy volley, you think, that Donald Young missed, but he's got to really hit a solid volley or it's coming back.
Yep, absolutely. A couple of free ones right there, which, and there's that higher loopier serve. I love that. And just that's that same forehand volley that it's not a shot that Donald Young's going to miss a lot. But I do love the change-ups and serves, getting a different type of return from Martinez Vic.
Another game point coming up at 10-6.
There's that forehand volley. Just
Yeah,
in the end, that's able to adjust. Yes, he overcooked it, mistimed a couple, but being able to kind of convert that back is a big one. Yeah, and that's just I will say that's one shot I think get that tendency to think, oh, it's hit a drop shot like in tennis. But it is a tricky shot to hit, and
I do not like the drop volley.
It is usually not very successful,
especially against
yes,
Jaume V.
Yeah, there are definitely times, but got to be ready for that ball to come back. And
a big forehand from Jaume Martinez Vic takes game 1.
So that's a good start. And let's see. So that's.
And we are back here at the Proton Tucson Open with Game 2 action on Grandstand Court. Jim Kloss joined by Sarah Ansbury.
And there's that forehand volley from Donald Young that was not quite executed as well as he could in that first game. So I'd like to see if he turns that on. We got a fresh Vulcan ball. And Donald Young going back to his really powerful serve and honestly taking advantage of that fresh ball too. So. And that is the tricky thing about a fresh ball too, is it's gonna spin a little bit quicker, but maybe you're gonna have to get a little bit used to it. Wow, I mean, that's smooth forehand from Donald Young, and then that would be I made that comment in the first game, and he hasn't pulled up out of any shot. That shot he pulled out of a little bit too early.
At the break between games, Jaume strolled over here to say hi, and I said, "You're really picking on his backhand, aren't you?" He said, "Yeah, that's the shot I got to go to."
Yeah.
So we'll see if that continues here.
Again, we talked about in the last few matches that forehand, really utilizing that big shot as a weapon.
think the difference here is Jaume's really showing he's got all the shots.
Yep.
All the shots. He's hitting good forehands. He's hitting good backhands.
He strikes the ball. Doesn't rush that shot.
Yeah, that shot was right in front of us, and it looked to me like he was going cross court instead went down the line.
Yep. And again, just phenomenal drop. It's a tough shot to time when you're coming in.
Quick 2 points out of that timeout.
There's that drop volley. It sort of worked, but it's I think it was more luck than anything.
Yeah, it did not work.
No.
But, Jaume did not hit a very good shot off it. He was totally there.
I think he had too many choices.
Yes, exactly.
There's probably a free point that Donald Young needed.
Definitely. Now there's a better shot. See how controlled that was?
Absolutely.
He hit it maybe 50% speed.
Yep, super important to be able to execute those shots. And, and Jaume has not approached the net, really, this game so far. Really unfortunate overhit. He looked like he was trying to under that. That was the shortest serve he had gotten from Donald Young.
Yeah, that's the pattern right there. He served a little wide to the forehand to open up the backhand, hit his approach shot to Donald Young's backhand, make him execute, and he just has not quite executed on those cross-court backhand passing shots.
So one of the things I do wonder, because, again, coming from progressive draws on a lot of these events to a non-progressive where you're playing it throughout the day, well, how many tournaments in that experience that Donald Young has had playing back-to-back, and what that physically takes out of you.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Three singles matches in a day is a lot, and they played 3 to get here in a morning. That's a lot of pickleball.
It is.
A lot of tough pickleball.
And all of a sudden we have a match point. Not completely. I just don't think we expected this in the second game. It just seems like a lot of mishits, a lot of.
Donald Young just sort of ran out of gas, and everything fell apart.
Yeah, so you do wonder.